Hi, I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com. I am the king. I am fantasy. And I'm here to help you because everybody's always making trades, always trying to make trades, and they can't seem to pull them off. Well, because sometimes there's errors in how you approach it. Today, I give you tips on executing the proper deal so you can make it happen. People always ask me, King, I have this guy I want to deal. What can I get for him? That's a bad way to start out. You just can't think of what you want to get. It's not about just the player that you want to get. It's about identifying the right trade partner first. Look and see where your strengths and weaknesses are. Look at the roster grids in your league and try to find a correct match. If you're strong in the outfield and you want to acquire starting pitching and some other team has a surplus of starting pitching and is weak in the outfield, that's one of your trade partners. You have to find the guy to deal with first. You always want to start out with a fair offer. You really don't want to lowball a guy unless you know maybe he's a newbie and you can take advantage of him. But in most fantasy baseball leagues, it's not like fantasy football. A lot of owners are smart, studious, etc. The fantasy baseball owner is different than the fantasy football owner. You want to start with a deal where maybe you get the better end, but don't really lowball that other guy. Start out with a trade offer that is somewhat fair, but you still get the better end. When you always send an offer, always be prepared for a good chance that it's not going to get done. Always be prepared with a counter offer in your mind. For instance, if you're trading away, say, Neil Walker because you have Neil Walker and Brandon Phillips in your infield, and the guy comes back and he doesn't want Walker, you have to be prepared to up the ante. Maybe go from Walker to Phillips if you are somewhat stacked in the middle infield. Always be ready for that rebound, for the offer to come back to you. Always keep that next trade offer in mind. Sometimes you're too eager to complete a trade and you may pull the trigger too fast and end up hurting your own fantasy team. Maybe you're desperate to replace Matt Kemp right now. Other owners can smell that fear and they might try to take advantage of you and you might go for it. Always sit back and carefully evaluate a trade when you seem to be in a needy or desperate position. What I really need to remind you of more than anything is you can improve your fantasy team without making a blockbuster deal. You don't have to acquire Clayton Kershaw or Mike Trout to fill your holes. You don't have to make an offer for an Andrew McCutchen. Pick up a Hunter Pence. Pick up a Nick Swisher. These are guys that can help your fantasy team. It's not always the major deal that it can improve your squad. Want to know who to target in a deal? Check out the exclusive Edge Fantasy Baseball package on RotoExperts.com with Tim McCullough's in-season rankings. Check out who's rising and who's falling right here on RotoExperts.com.